So today I will solve few question. Like there are I don't know exactly count. There are I think 10 or 12 question from the metamorphic part. ठीक है? In the last year paper, assistant geologist paper. Okay. So this is the part one, and then I will move from the next class. I will do the rest of the question. ठीक है? ये बताओ. Question number 37. Anyone? What will be the approach of this question and what is the answer? Lineation, okay. Any other answer? Lineation, 1. Any other answer? Lineation, okay. Lineation, right? It is a lineation, are you sure? Or joint or foliation? जो lineation बताए मुझे, tell me why you say the lineation? Why? You can find also. हाँ बताओ answer. Okay, okay, that's the great answer. That is the great answer. But I am asking you, if the plane is kind of tabular, okay, and along that plane you will find some of the elongate mineral grains due to the deformation. Isn't possible? Suppose कहीं plane है, suppose you are saying कि अगर ये tabular होगा then it will be foliation. If the mineral grain will be the elongate long axis, then it will be the lineation, right? Are you saying this, right? Suppose my case ऐसा दिया है, suppose there is a plane and it undergoes the deformation, right? Due to the deformation also there will be the elongation of the mineral grains also possible, right? Then what should be the answer? See, joint will be the first. ये बताओ एलिमिनेट अगर करोगे, ऑलवेज मैं हमेशा ये से बोलता हूँ, ऑलवेज ट्राई टू एलिमिनेट फर्स्ट ऑप्शन, नॉट गो थ्रू कि ये पढ़ लिए डायरेक्ट लिनिएशन. देन यू हैव टू टेल नो व्हाई क्लीवेज इज नॉट द राइट आंसर, व्हाई फॉलिएशन विल नॉट बी अ राइट आंसर, व्हाई जॉइंट विल बी नॉट बी राइट आंसर. अगर आपको एलिमिनेट करना होगा, व्हिच वन यू एलिमिनेट फर्स्ट? जस्ट टेल मी. You just tell me. Joint will be not right answer. Are you all agree with this? Because joint is simply a fracture plane or a fracture where there will be the no displacement occur. Am I right or wrong? But if you look at the fault is also a fracture plane or fracture where there will be the some displacement occur. Am I right or wrong? So joint will be the will not be the right answer. Okay. Cleavage will not be the right answer. What do you mean by cleavage? Not clay. It is also planar feature, right? हाँ बताओ बताओ, कोई बता रहा था, बताओ. Planar. हाँ बताओ शुभम, are you saying this? Plane of weakness, right? So always remember there will be, exactly, this is also planar feature. Okay, but lineation is the linear feature, right? Yes or no? So cleavage will a planar feature which is mostly occur in the which type of rock normally, whether it is a fine grain or coarse grain rock. Fine grain rock, right? If it is a coarse grain, then schistosity would be reduced. Am I right or wrong? So, and always the cleavage will parallel to the axial plane of the fold. Yes or no? Cleavage will fall like this. Am I right or wrong? Suppose this is the axial plane and it will form to the parallel to the axial plane. Am I right or wrong? Tell me. क्या इसको कौन बताए? Huh? That is called axial planar cleavage, right? The terminology is axial planar cleavage. Yes or no? Just let me see. How many are there? Okay. So, what will be the right answer? Lineation or foliation? Batao, C or A? Which of the following metamorphic structure will result due to the alignment of the long axis of elongate mineral grain? That means the mineral grain will elongate. ठीक है? Will elongate. तो ये लिनिएशन है या फोलिएशन है बताओ. लिनिएशन ही है. Why you are saying lineation? Why not be foliation? अभी जो पता है, suppose there will be the some elongate mineral such as mica or amphiboles maybe, ठीक है, that undergoes deformation is happening, then they tend to align, yes or no? Then it is foliation or lineation? What will be the answer, right? See, if the mineral grain will the arrange like the linear arrangement, ठीक है, it is also aligned grain, right? Then it is lineation. But why it is foliation? Exactly. If you see in the outcrop, right? If you look at the cross section, if you see in the outcrop, then you will see there will be the some alignment in some part. Okay, but thing is, हाँ बताओ. Yes, exactly. That should be the one also approach. But thing is, when the mineral grain, okay, undergoes the deformation, the all the mineral will elongate along that plane. Yes. Are you getting my point or no? If is there any doubt, then ask me. Okay? Always just tell me first कि foliation कब develop होता है? When the foliation develop? Just tell me. Any other answer? Not foliation is developed simply अगर बात करोगे, foliation is developed due to the deformation. Simply. Any other answer बताओ. कैसे फॉर्म होता है? Due to the deformation is one point. Another point, two-dimensional. There will be the like plane. It will form like the parallel layer band. It will form like this. But subjected to condition is when there will be the foliation is developed. Foliation is developed perpendicular to the maximum stress ration. That is sigma 1. If the stress is applying, suppose this is the sigma 1. Let me just add some. Yes, you can say, but that is not the right approach of saying this. Okay. Suppose this is the sigma 1. Okay, the foliation is developed like this, right? Perpendicular to the maximum stress. There is. है कि नहीं बताओ? Just tell me. Yes or no? Are you getting my point, or is there any doubt? Just tell me. Okay. So foliation is the metamorphic texture. Forget about these are the texture or not. Simply this is the planar feature. Okay. Due to the what? Due to the deformation, subject to condition is it develops perpendicular to the maximum stress direction. That is sigma 1. Okay. See, there will be the some parallel layer or band due to the application of the pressure or application of the stress during metamorphism. When the particular grain will undergo the deformation or undergo metamorphism. See, metamorphism means one part and the deformation is another part. कोई बताएगा what do you mean by the deformation? Just tell me. That's why I'm saying na, several students like think कि know everything, but just tell me the basic. What do you mean by deformation? Huh? Any other answer? It is simple, right? It is simple. Simple literature बताओ कोई भी. What do you mean by the deformation? Volume change नहीं होगा, shape change नहीं होगा. What is the exact? अच्छे से बताओ. What is the exact meaning of the deformation? कोई भी, anyone. This is very basic. Very basic. Exactly. ठीक है. इसको बोलते हैं डिस्टोर्शन. Am I right or wrong? Not only shape change, it can also like size change also possible. Why not possible size? Deformation का मतलब है when you apply the stress, the response of the stress is called deformation. Clear? It is simple word. It is not size change or shape change. Shape change will be the distortion. ठीक है? But if you look there like the deformation, ठीक है? Deformation के अंदर size change होगा, shape change होगा. It is due to the consequence of the deformation. It is not the exact meaning of the deformation. I am saying the deformation is nothing but the response to stress. Okay? Clear? Suppose you are there. Suppose मान लो. Suppose exam आ रहा है. ठीक है? ठीक है? You feel stress. That means some external pressure or some external stress is applying. Am I right or wrong? Stress is not external. Always remember. Stress is internal quantity. मैं पहले भी क्लास में बताया हूं. It is internal, not external. External is pressure. Am I right? ये एग्जाम्पल भी दिया हूं. सोसाइटी गिव्स यू द प्रेशर, यू फील द स्ट्रेस. सिंपल. ये एग्जाम्पल मैं हमेशा देता हूं. एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? So society is not giving you stress. Society giving you pressure. You feel the stress. Examination is giving you the pressure, but you feel stress. Are you getting my point? So what happens is, so due to the examination, the overburden pressure is happening over you. Am I right or wrong? ठीक है कि नहीं? एग्जाम की वजह से आपको प्रेशर आ रहा है. ठीक है? So you finally get deformed, right? Am I right or wrong? So that is called the deformation. Deformation is like consequence of the stress or response to the stress. Each called the deformation. Are you getting my point? Okay, now move this. Suppose, ठीक है? So अभी discuss किए हैं foliation is always will develop perpendicular to the maximum stress axis. Okay, so it is the application of the pressure during metamorphism. ठीक है, so रूबी ने जो बताया that is the answer particular written here. When elongate minerals such as mica or amphibole are subject to pressure during metamorphism, they tend to align parallel each other, resulting the formation of the foliated structure. Ruby, now you are getting my answer or not? Always, like, if there will not be the plane, right? If there will not be the plane, then how is it possible to develop the linear structure or striation, right? Linear structure मान लो slicken side. Yes or no? If there will be not be any type of fault plane, then is it possible to develop that slicken side? बताओ Ruby. Lineation is a simply linear arrangement of the mineral grain, but foliation is it is elongation that will develop along the foliation plane that align parallel to each other. Are you getting my point or no? Simply, or any doubt? Batao. Ruby, now are you clear or any doubt? Batao. So cleavage is a type of structural feature that forms in rock when mineral align themselves in flat or parallel plane due to the pressure. Same thing अभी बताया था. Joint refers to crack or fracture that have no displacement along the fracture surface occurs due to the tectonic or the other forces. ठीक है? Fault has the displacement simply and joint has no displacement. Okay? So इसका आंसर क्या होगा? It is not lineation, it is foliation. Clear why it is foliation? Yeah, any doubt? Simply वही बताया ना, don't say ये elongate mineral grains के देख के कभी मत not go for the lineation. Please analyze the things. ठीक है? If you don't analyze, please subconsciously उसको interpret करना try करो. Whether what is asking in the question. It is a very tricky question. Ask in the assistant geologist. It is very tricky question. ठीक है, तो वही हम क्या करते हैं, like in within short span of time just mark the lineation, but that is not the right answer. Always like go for the elimination method. First eliminate करो कि क्या नहीं होगा. Joint will not be the answer, cleavage will not be the answer. अभी clear हो गया आपको, either the answer will be foliation or lineation. Then try to analyze things. Clear why it is foliation not lineation? Clear or no? बताओ. Next go to the, okay, let's like analyze some of the things in the metamorphic texture part. So this is from the metamorphic texture. ठीक है, the concept from metamorphic texture. Clear? Let's talk some metamorphic texture. How the metamorphic texture will form? बताओ कोई भी. मुझे बताओ मेटामॉर्फिक मिनरल क्रिस्टलाइज होता है कि नहीं होता है, ये बताओ. ये ओनली इग्नेस मिनरल विल लाइक क्रिस्टलाइज होता है, राइट? Because like there, if the metamorphic mineral, exactly, that is called the recrystallization due to the size of grains without change any the composition of the mineral, right? That is called the metamorphic differentiation is happening. Am I right or wrong? Metamorphic differentiation of grain. Clear? So how the metamorphic texture will form? Due to the recrystallization. Okay, this is the one process. Due to the phase change, due to the metamorphic reaction or neocrystallization. What do you mean by neocrystallization? And what is the meaning of recrystallization? बताओ. Exactly, right? So it formed during what happens is it results to new growth. न्यू मीन्स क्या है? न्यू, राइट? It is also written here. The Greek word neos means for new, which result in growth of new minerals crystal that differ from those of the protolith. Right? Suppose calcite is जैसे जो ने example बताया, when the calcite will get metamorphosed, it will form to the that marble. ठीक है? Marble will what happens is the marble grain will the recrystallize. That is called the new crystallization due to the growth of new mineral crystal that is differ from the protolith. Clear or any doubt? Any doubt या फिर clear है? And also due to the pressure solution. Pressure solution क्या है बताओ? Due to pressure solution came out. Okay, that is a nice approach. Any other answer? See whether see whether the answer is correct or not. I just say कि बताओ, simple. Answer wrong होगा चलेगा, लेकिन you have to speak. What do you mean by pressure solution? Not like that. The solution is due to the pressure only, not like a solution बाहर आएगा फिर pressure पड़ेगा. Any other answer? This is very basic. Pressure solution का stylolite सुने हो ना? Stylolite it is due to the pressure solution, right? Then tell me what is the pressure solution? Suppose there is mineral. Okay, suppose there is mineral grain due to the some pressure. What happens is, जैसे मान लो प्रेशर क्या है, फोर्स पर एरिया. ठीक है, अगर एरिया स्मॉल होगा तो प्रेशर विल बी द हायर, राइट? So what happens is along that boundary, okay, along the grain boundary, suppose this is the grain boundary, water will precipitate out along that grain boundary. Why it is precipitated out along the grain boundary? Because when the pressure is happening, it will maximize at lower area, right? So this is the pressure solution. Am I right or wrong? Clear or any doubt? Pressure solution takes place when a wet rock is squeezed more strongly in one direction, producing ion that migrate through the water to precipitate elsewhere. Right? Precipitation takes place on faces where the grains are squeezed together. That means at the grain boundary, all the solution will precipitate out or water precipitate out. Clear or any doubt? So this is the common process in which the metamorphic texture will form. Due to the recrystallization, due to there will be some phase change transformation occur. Okay, where the one mineral grain composition will transfer to the another mineral grain composition. That is called the phase change. We already discussed in the metamorphic reaction also. Okay, some texture of the regional metamorphism. What do you mean by regional? Not local. Local is local metamorphism, right? Local extent. Local पे नहीं है. Due to collision, exactly due to the collision happening or due to the orogenic process or mountain building processes. ठीक है? Whatever the grain will gradually the metamorphosed, that is called the regional metamorphism. See, these regional metamorphism, okay, regional metamorphism and local metamorphism है ना, is based on the scale of metamorphism, right? It is depend upon the scale of metamorphism. जैसे मान लो कभी फील्ड पे जा रहे हो, ठीक है, आप सर्वे कर रहे हो, राइट? you have to see the suppose fault deformation हुआ है, that is called the fault zone scale. There are a lot of deformation scale also. This is called the scale of metamorphism. It is called the scale of deformation. Okay, fault zone scale or outcrop scale, ठीक है, और टेक्टोनिक स्केल इज देयर. जो भी टेक्टोनिक एक्टिविटी हो रहा है, whether there will be like plate movement is occur, right, plate deformation occur, that is called the plate scale, right? Am I right or wrong? So this is the basic like texture due to the regional metamorphism in dynamothermal. क्या है? Crystallization under the dynamic condition. Oh, both right. So may compromise the different type of tectonic event, may have the several deformation phases. That means polyphase deformation, multi-phase, or there will be the multi-phase deformation occur. ठीक है, क्लियर. सो क्या क्या फॉर्म होता है ड्यू टू द रीजनल मेटामॉर्फिज्म? ये रीजनल मेटामॉर्फिज्म को ना डायनामिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म भी बोलते हैं, और समटाइम डायनामोथर्मल भी बोलते हैं. क्लियर. So due to the regional metamorphism, some of the texture will see, that is called the tectonite. One is the fabric. Tectonite क्या है बताओ? One is the L tectonite, one is the S tectonite. क्या है tectonite? A deformed rock, right? I'm with you or left? Or left? It is simply a deformed rock with a texture, having the rock get deformed, and some of the texture that records the deformation. Clear? Suppose एक rock body है, suppose, ठीक है, when it get deformed, some of the texture imprint here, or like some of the inclusion may happen, right? Due to the deformation, some of the texture that develop, and from this texture we interpret the stress condition. ठीक है, that is called the tectonite. Clear or any doubt? So simply it is a deformed rock, okay, that record some of the texture from which we interpret stress condition. Okay, what do you mean by fabric? This is very basic, right? बताओ. Exactly, grains and their orientation. Clear? So fabric में मतलब foliation है and the lineation. Foliation is the planar textural element and the lineation is the linear textural element. Clear? So some of the type of foliation, जैसे मान लो due to the compositional layering, ठीक है, so this is called the compositional layering. So this is the one foliation type. One is the preferred orientation of the platy mineral. अभी बताया था, जो क्वेश्चन में दिया था. Some of the mineral will be platy. Platy mineral का कोई एग्जांपल दे सकता है? बताओ. Mica biotite, right? Moscovite. So these are the some of the platy mineral has some orientation, that is called the foliation, one of the foliation type. Shape of the deformed grain size variation is there. Okay, so these are the different type of foliation. Some of the preferred orientation of the lenticular mineral aggregate, preferred orientation of the fracture is there, right? From this we know that there should be some foliation plane from this, right? So these are the various type of foliation. Clear? And the linear mineral also define the foliation. अभी बताया था, अगर foliation है then there should be some of the lineation along that of the foliation plane. ठीक है, if randomly oriented in a plane. S surface terminology is the S0, S1, S2 and S3. Like it is multi-phase. Terminology कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं? It is multi-plane. S0 is the simply bedding plane. Okay? Simply. ये जो foliation plane है originally, so this is the original bedding plane. Okay? Clear? When it get deformed, then S1. That S1 मतलब क्या है बताओ? S0 तो bedding plane है, original bedding plane. Before deformation, suppose there is a bed. Exactly. देखो जब भी सपोज कोई नहीं आ रहा है तो आ रहा है क्वेश्चन, राइट? ट्राई टू आंसर. ठीक है, गलत हो चाहे सही हो, ठीक है, ऑलवेज ट्राई टू गिव आंसर. सो S0 इज द बेडिंग प्लेन. सिंपली ये देखो, क्लियर? बेडिंग प्लेन विदाउट डिफॉर्मेशन. ये डिफॉर्म नहीं हुआ है अभी ये बेड. But S1 is the first stage of foliation due to deformation. So suppose यहाँ पे maximum stress लाया है, ठीक है, and the bed get gradually deformed. So due to the deformation, what happens is the sum of the foliation is developed. Am I right or wrong? अभी बताया था always foliation will develop perpendicular to maximum stress direction. Am I right or wrong? So this is the S1, right? फिर again when there will be the again second stage of deformation. So this is the foliation due to second stage of deformation. ठीक है? When the S1 is there, ठीक है, when the bed will again deform gradually, then development of the S2 plane will be there. That is called the foliation of second stage due to the second stage of deformation. Clear? This is the basic, right? The type of lineation क्या है? Preferred orientation of the elongate mineral aggregate, preferred orientation of the elongate minerals, lineation defined by the sum of the platy minerals, ठीक है, and fold axis is the lineation, that is called the crenulation, and intersecting planar element, ठीक है. So these are the some of the type of lineation. Clear? So like this there will be the some analysis of the deformed grain or deformed rocks, whether it is undergoing the multi-phase deformation, whether it is going the first stage of deformation, ठीक है. So deformational event को ऐसे D1, D2, D3, it is like this written, right? Metamorphic event M1, M2, M3 same, like whether it is the first stage of metamorphic event or second stage of metamorphic event or third stage of metamorphic event, right? S0, S1, S2, S3, this is the foliation for, and lineation is like this, L0, L1, L2 and L3, ठीक है. So plot on metamorphism, deformation and time plot, इसको बोलते हैं M is for the metamorphism, D is for the deformation, and MDT plot that showing how that crystallization is happening. Okay, suppose there is one crystal, ठीक है, whether it is get rotated, whether the crystal will undergoes the deformation, due to the deformation the crystal will rotate, ठीक है, मान लो ये रोटेशन हुआ है क्रिस्टल, or like with time how the crystal growth will happening, how the crystal growth is happening, that is most important part. So for that we plot the metamorphism, deformation and time plot for the understanding of the complete crystal growth or crystal deformation pattern with time, ठीक है. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये बताओ 38, क्वेश्चन नंबर 38 बताओ. ये सारे एग्जाम पे आते हैं, बताओ। What will be the right answer? क्यों मिगमाटाइट है? ओके, मिगमाटाइट, एग्जैक्टली। ओके, it is also metamorphic rock. It is metamorphic or igneous rock? कौन बताएगा? रूबी से Channocad is the igneous rock or metamorphic rock? Okay, any other answer? Eclogite is igneous or metamorphic? What are the some of the metamorphic mineral present in the eclogite? बताओ। Ompacite. Ompacite is which group of mineral is there? Ompacite is garnet. क्या स्टार्टिंग में है? ओम्पासाइट इज, ओम्पासाइट क्या है? कौन से मिनरल है? It is mica. Any other answer? Pyrogarnet and ompacite. बताओ। Pyroxene, right? Ompacite is pyroxene. See, जो भी कॉमन आता है ना, that is most important part for the examination. जैसे ompacite is the pyroxene group of mineral, right? Pyroxene is the important group. ठीक है, olivine is the important group, amphibola is the important group, garnet is the important group, quartz is important group. Please go through this for the mineralogy and read about those physical properties and the optical properties of the mineral for this only, right? Clear? So how the migmatite will form and how the melangion and leucosome will appear? Leucosome का मतलब क्या है? Light color binding, right? In the migmatite also you find the which type of fold? My pen is not working. Which type of fold will appear in the migmatite? My pen is not working. बताओ बताओ। Granulated, kind of, that is called the also granulated, but that is called the stigmatic fold, right? PTY भूल गए क्या? This type, this is called the stigmatic fold, है ना? PTYGM यहाँ पे अटैच किया हूँ क्या? I don't know exactly. So this is the stigmatic fold. My pen is not working right now. So this is the type of stigmatic fold, and you see, if you see this diagram, left side diagram, my cursor is visible, right? You can see there will be the sum of the contrasting character of the light and dark band in C is in the migmatite, right? It is due to कैसे फॉर्म होता है migmatite? If the GSI mains examination will happen and ask about the write down the short notes about migmatite, क्या लिखोगे बताओ? How it is formed? Migmatite is so much important है, ask in many examination, be it objective or be it subjective. Migmatite क्यों है बताओ? Why it is migmatite? Due to partial melting, right? Not pressure, due to the partial melting. ठीक है, migmatite is a metamorphic rock formed by anatexis process. ठीक है, generally heterogeneous and preserve the evidence of the partial melting. at microscopic to macroscopic stage. From the very small scale to the large scale, what happens is due to the partial melting of the rock, the migmatite will form. Okay? Migmatite represents the transition from the metamorphic to igneous rock in the rock cycle. Because what happens is migmatite form in the very high grade metamorphic zone. Am I right or wrong? In the granulate phases, due to the high temperature, some of the transition of the igneous rock and metamorphic rock will happen. Yes or no? So at that high temperature, the partial melting will be the occur, and due to the partial melting, migmatite will form. Right? So due to the partial melting, there will be the sum of the viscosity contrast. Okay? So for that, due to the viscosity contrast, there will be the some banding nature, and someone is the dark band, someone is the very light band. Okay? So melangium and leucosm are parts of pegmatite, which is a rock type that forms due to the partially melted metamorphic rock. Melangium are a dark, very fine grain and rich in the mafic minerals. Leucosm are the very light grain and composed of the felsic matter. Okay? So it is the migmatite are characterized by mixture of two contrasting component. Okay? Because what happens is there will be the some. Batao. Any doubt? Okay, so there will be the some dark color mineral is present, some of the light color mineral grain is present. So due to the viscosity contrast, there will be the mixture or contrasting character. इसलिए हमको बोलते हैं mixture. ठीक है, migmatite. So this is the migmatite sample and in the field. And in migmatite, what happens is some of the my fan is not working right now. Okay. Just let me again. So this is stigmatic fold. है ना? Stigmatic. Read about this. My pen is not working. So please go through this. How it is formed, because I have attached something that you can write in the JSIM examination. It is a high grade metamorphic environment. बताया था. It's formed in the very high temperature range zone, so that there will be the some of the confusion, because it is in the transition between the igneous and metamorphic rock. ठीक है ना? So it is formed in the very high grade metamorphic environment, and due to the partial melting it is formed, there will be the sum of the contrasting character or mixture of character due to the viscosity contrast. ठीक है? यहाँ पे present होगा क्या होगा? There will be some of the mafic mineral present and some of the light color mineral is present. ठीक है? Please go through this. And light color normally granitic component होता है, right? Normally granite. And dark color due to the presence of the mafic mineral, like maybe there will be the some of the amphibole is there, some of the phytid is there, right? So there will be the some of the metamorphic segregation and the differentiation happen. Clear? Or any doubt? So answer will be the क्या होगा? Migmatite. Okay? Clear or no? ये बताओ. 39, question 39. Answer this. What is the answer of question number 39? Any other answer? Okay. Any other? Okay. माइलोनाइट क्या है बताओ? Not fair. Actually पता है, all those things you hear, it is completely wrong. You know or wrong? नहीं जानते हो. There is no such terminology called the fault plane occur in real life. अभी जानते हो कि नहीं जानते हो? many of think कि सर हम तो पढ़े हैं fault plane is there, because it is not actually existing. Fault is not a plane, it is completely zone. Along that zone faulting happen, okay, due to the some of the deformation. That is no, हम इसीलिए बोलते हैं fault plane is a literature for the understanding, but when you read more about this, ठीक है, लिटरेचर पढ़ोगे, when you go to the actual field there will be the fault zone, not fault plane. हम fault plane क्यों बोलते हैं? Simply understand करने के लिए, for the proper interpretation. It is a plane where faulting happens, right? But if you go to the real life or real field, there is completely wrong concept about fault plane. ठीक है, माइलोनाइट क्या है बताओ? एनी अदर? कैटाक्लास्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म तो सब बोल दिए. व्हाट इज द माइलोनाइट? व्हाट इज कॉल्ड द कैटाक्लास्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म? व्हाट इज कॉल्ड बोरियल मेटामॉर्फिज्म? व्हाट इज कॉल्ड द थर्मल मेटामॉर्फिज्म? बताओ, सारे कुछ बताओ, आंसर तो बता दिए. माइलोनाइट क्या है? Due to the extensive shearing or extensive fracturing, it is found in very large depth. Am I right or wrong? It is the due to the brittle deformation or a ductile deformation. Myelonate. It is ductile, not brittle, right? So like there will be the lot of classification: protomyelonate, ultramyelonate. Please go through this. ठीक है? And cohesive rock क्या है? Actually my pen is not working. Again it is creating issue. ठीक है? So myelonate are the product of the ductile deformation, okay, not the brittle deformation. ठीक है? Whether it is a cohesive or incohesive, बताओ सारे. तो वही बोला ना, when you appear any type of objective question, ऐसे टिक करके मत आओ it is a cataclysmic metamorphism. Simply analyze those questions, right? What about boreal metamorphism? What about thermal metamorphism? What about hydrothermal metamorphism? What is myelonite? So if you analyze those proper like question, in the near future you can get such question. Maybe you can get कि suppose मान लो कि मैं ऐसा दे देता, myelonite are product of which of the following types of metamorphism? Cataclysmic नहीं दिया होता, cataclysmic नहीं दिया होता तो क्या दिया होता है in place of the cataclysmic metamorphism? बताओ. boreal दिया होता है. Then you are saying that cataclysmic metamorphism is same as the boreal metamorphism. हाँ बताओ, any other answer बताओ. Cohesive is a type of rock, not a deformation or metamorphic event. नहीं मैं, अरे मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं. इन प्लेस सपोज सेम क्वेश्चन सेम रहता होगा, ठीक है, बट कैटाक्लस्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म नहीं दिया होगा. इन प्लेस ऑफ कैटाक्लस्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म में क्या ऑप्शन देता, वही पूछ रहा हूं. व्हाट आई विल गिवन इन प्लेस ऑफ द कैटाक्लस्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म? बताओ. Deformation metamorphism, is there any type of such? Yes, exactly, very good. Either the dynamic metamorphism दिया होता, नहीं तो regional metamorphism दिया होता, right? So dynamic, what is the, हाँ कौन बताया ये आंसर? कौन बताया बताओ, कौन? Okay, just tell me, you tell me कि what is meaning of the dynamic metamorphism? बताओ, you tell me, बताओ. Exactly. Not, I am not, see, I am not saying कि what is the condition of the dynamic metamorphism. I am the question is like what do you mean by the dynamic metamorphism? ठीक है, गिव मी वन सिंपल आंसर. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि हाउ इट इज फॉर्मिंग, ठीक है, व्हाट इज द प्रेशर टेम्परेचर कंडीशन. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट. द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सिंपली डायनामिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म इन ए सिंगल लाइन. सिंगल लाइन पे आई एम नॉट सेइंग. एग्जैक्टली, not high. देखो condition is high, that is the pressure temperature condition, but thing is dynamic metamorphism समझते हुए in a simple line that metamorphism happen due to the stress. Simple word, due to stress, simple. That is I am expecting, ठीक है. So after that you can say whether the pressure is high, whether the pressure is low, what are the different type of product, ठीक है, due to the cataclysmic metamorphism, ठीक है. You can get the fault breccia, you can get the fault gouge, right. So that is the product of the metamorphism. So myelinite are the ductile deformation product or ductile deformation rock which is found due to the extensive shearing, right, at high pressure temperature condition. Am I right or wrong? मेरा पेन नहीं चल रहा है, नहीं तो दिखा देता. ओके, सो आंसर विल बी द कैटाक्लिस्टिक मेटामॉर्फिज्म. ठीक है, बोरियल मेटामॉर्फिज्म क्या है बताओ. बोरियल, व्हाट इज द बोरियल मेटामॉर्फिज्म? व्हाट इज द अपर लेयर? अपर लेयर तो सारे पे है. हाँ बताओ. Exactly, due to the lithostatic pressure, but it is for the only sedimentary basin. When the sedimentary thick pile undergoes the overburden pressure, there will be the sum of the metamorphism happen and the sum of the crystallization happen due to the overburden pressure of the sedimentary basin. It is applicable for the sedimentary thick piles. Okay. And what about thermal metamorphism? Temperature dominated thermal. It is called contact metamorphism simply, right, due to the high temperature condition. What is the simply, हाँ ये product याद कर लिए. Myelinite are the product of cataclysmic metamorphism or regional metamorphism or dynamic metamorphism. What is the product of the thermal metamorphism? Skarns, right. Skarn is the one product. Hornfels is the another product, right. Hornfels. So read about this. This is the concept of the agent of metamorphism से क्वेश्चन आया है. ठीक है, हाँ, agent of, or tektite is also a product of the contact metamorphism. Tektite, right. So this is the question from the agent of metamorphism. ठीक है, read about those things. Okay, see this is the figure. So so this is the shear zone or ductile deformation zone. ठीक है, ductile zone along which there will be the, see this is the lot of shearing happen in deep seated part, that is called the myelinite rock, in plastic zone or in the ductile part. Clear? So this is the cohesive fault rock. Of if you go to the surface you will find the incohesive fault rock. What is the difference between cohesive fault rock and incohesive fault rock? बताओ. दिस इज वेरी बेसिक. आई एम ट्राइंग टू से जो भी है, whether it is wrong or correct, बताओ. जो भी cohesive incohesive doesn't about like what is the exact meaning of cohesive material? बताओ. Ruby, you can say. Exactly. Now Ruby, what is your answer? Cohesive. And what is called incohesive? कोहेसन लेस के वजह से क्या होगा? मिनरल ग्रेन. सिंपल बताओ. अगर कोहेसन नहीं होगा, व्हाट विल बी द प्रोडक्ट? ब्रेशियस, पॉलीगाउस, राइट. सो दिस इज द इनकोहेसिव रॉक, है ना. माइलोनाइट इज यू कैन से कोहेसिव रॉक. ठीक है. So due to the cataclysmic metamorphism, myelinite will produce. Okay, please go through this. So this is the same figure where the myelinite will form. Where see, so this is the basic transition zone about the myelinite and ultramyelinite. Okay, this is the variety type of myelinite, ultramyelinite, promyelinite. Okay, please go through this. So see, यहाँ से एक क्वेश्चन आया था ना कि what is the regional grade and what is the local grade. Regional metamorphism is the type of orogenic metamorphism. Regional and local extent is depends upon the scale of the metamorphism. Simple. Ocean floor metamorphism is regional. Subduction metamorphism is regional. Slightly higher जो higher scale of metamorphism है वो regional है, जो local पे है मतलब lower scale of metamorphism that is called the local. Suppose due to the meteorite effect, it is a local, right? In certain area you will find the meteorite effect. Am I right or wrong? So due to meteoric impact, there will be the impact metamorphism. Am I right? So this is the basic difference between the regional and local metamorphism. अगर पूछेगा कि कौन सा among these which are the regional metamorphism, then boreal metamorphism is a regional metamorphism, subduction metamorphism is a regional metamorphism, okay, ocean floor metamorphism is a regional metamorphism, and all those cataclysmic metamorphism is a local part. Okay, so this is very important. इसी साल एक क्वेश्चन आया था जिसे प्रीलिम्स में है ना. So based on the principal agent, dynamic metamorphism, thermal metamorphism and dynamo-thermal metamorphism. So dynamic, please turn off your mic. So what do you mean by dynamic metamorphism? Due to the stress. What do you mean by thermal metamorphism? Due to the temperature. And dynamo-thermal metamorphism, both temperature is working and both stress is working. Okay? So this is the very basic classification or agent of metamorphism. Okay, अभी बताया था. Based on setting, there will be the contact metamorphism, there will be the pyrometamorphism. Pyrometamorphism like occur at very high temperature. Okay, and the regional metamorphism is like orogenic metamorphism, boreal metamorphism, ocean floor metamorphism, right? Please go through this. So Hornblende or granofelsic are the product of contact metamorphism. Okay, I am not going to detail. 40 question I have already solved, right? This part is the answer will be the tail end, right? Snowball structure से कल discuss करते हैं. Okay, because like my pen is not working. I will try to solve most of the assistant geologist question. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Then बताओ, just you tell me before like concluding the class, what is the exact meaning of snowball structure? बताओ. Then we'll move to pre-tectonic, syntectonic, post. बताओ snowball texture क्या बोलते हैं? Because see, all the structure is happening due to the stress only. अगर ये बताओगे due to the pressure, then this is not the right approach of the answering, right? क्या opposite direction? हाँ बताओ. Any other answer? Any other answer? Not satisfying? Ritik? वही बोला ना, many of these don't understand the snowball structure and how it is happening. Snowball structure is nothing like a texture. It is called the snowball texture. ठीक है? Snowball. Have you seen the snowball? It is simply an ice ball, right? that is called snowball. Why it is happening? Why? That is not the, yeah, I completely understand what you are saying, but I am not expecting this type of explanation. Any other answer? स्नोबॉल स्ट्रक्चर हर कोई एग्जाम पे हर बार आता है, इसका आंसर आप बता दोगे? अगर क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा बता दोगे सारे? टेल मी द आंसर, जस्ट व्हाट इज द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन? बट आंसर बताओ, ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर बताओ पहले. टेल मी द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. Exactly. Within a second, you mark the syntectonic. Any other answer? Ruby, what is the answer of this question? Syntectonic, right? वही बोला. You know the answer, but don't know about the concept. Simple things. You know the answer due to the multiple practice of this question, and like this question has been arranged in many examinations multiple times. Snowball texture, syntectonic deformation. But if I will ask you describe or give me explanation about how syntectonic deformation occur and what is the exact meaning of the syntectonic deformation, you may not be able to say this. Snowball texture क्या है? हाँ बताओ. That is not the right way to say this. Ritik, you tell me. पहले तो बताओ स्नोबॉल स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है, देन यू विल टेल मी कि व्हाट इज सिंटेक्टोनिक डिफॉर्मेशन. एनी अदर आंसर? नॉट. Snowball structure is happening in the garnet due to the extensive shearing. That is the correct nomenclature and correct literature. Dinesh, are you saying ki what is the end grain will move? Is this a particular geological literature? It is not, right? The snowball structure is simply forming due to the extensive shearing. When a rock or when a crystal or metamorphic grain is completely extensively sheared, the grain will rotate, right? Then it will form like ball. Simple. जो भी क्रिस्टल है, when the crystal or metamorphic grain will completely extensively shear, it will form like a ball, right? Whether it is a left lateral shearing or right lateral shearing. ठीक है? So snowball structure is the best parameter for the determining of the shear sense indicator, right? Whether it is a left shearing or right shearing, or whether the shearing happen in the clockwise manner or anti-clockwise manner. ये कल डिस्कस करना है. मैं बोला ना, आंसर जानते हो. If I will ask कि tell me the answer, you will say. But if I will ask about the concept behind it, how it is formed and what is the exact meaning of the pre-tectonic deformation, syntectonic, post and intertectonic, you may not be answer this question. Pre-tectonic deformation क्या होता है बताओ? From this literature only you can say. ये जो वर्ड दिया हुआ है वो वर्ड से देख के भी आपको पता चलेगा कि व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट मीनिंग, नॉट एग्जैक्ट, सिंपल मीनिंग. बताओ. एग्जैक्टली. प्री मीन्स व्हाट? बिफोर. टेक्टोनिक डिफॉर्मेशन मतलब क्या है? ड्यू टू द डिफॉर्मेशन by tectonic activity, exactly, or collision happening. So pre-tectonic deformation, that means before deformation. ठीक है? So exact meaning is that means before deformation some crystal growth will happen. That is called the pre-tectonic deformation. Sin मतलब same time. We'll discuss tomorrow. Okay? because my pen is not working, I have to say in the diagram also. ठीक है, tomorrow we'll discuss this. Okay, any